do it.
All right. And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to welcome to another episode of Dad's Knows Best. I am your host, Rob Vega, aka Robberryy, aka Dad. We got a special guest over here.
What's going on, folks?
You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Javierllomeli, and I'm here to share some good information with y'all.
Sweet. You want to talk? You want to put it closer? If it's too, I can actually.
On it?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I can actually hire it, so you probably don't even have to get too close.
Cool.
Oh yeah, you're good right there now.
Right on.
Cool, man. So, man, thanks for coming by, man. I really appreciate you coming by. It's a trip because before I even decided to start this, I ran into you.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting the way that we ran into each other.
The way we crossed paths was definitely very, very interesting.
Oops. Sorry. You got to get a little closer.
Come on, kid. The way we crossed paths was very interesting. You know, we were at work and, you know, we're both in the construction field.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult when you could, like, put the ego down, the masculinity, and be like, yo, that's a cool dude.
Yeah.
And within that
hour. In the construction world.
Yeah, in the construction world.
Yeah.
And within that, like, hour and a half, we had, like, a real stimulating conversation about some real shit.
Yeah.
That people, young men, women, you know, people need to know. And I was just like, damn, this is some... And what I think is very interesting is that in a world, people call it accidents happen. That's what people say.
Right.
But in a world governed by quantum physics and universal laws, there's no such thing as accidents. There's only possibilities and probabilities.
Okay. Thrown
into reality by perspective.
All right.
Dr. Manhattan.
All right. There you go. All right. That's
so I'm definitely
plug the sources.
Glad we crossed paths, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like you said, I don't think it was an accident and it was a trip because around that time, I mean, even before, right before
almost
that.
Immediately when we were having some, like, we were at work. I was at work grinding fucking, you know, hitting those anchors.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we're still having this, like, heavy ass conversation, like 20 feet in the air in the scissor lift.
Right.
In a scissor lift too. There's not enough, if you've been on a scissor lift, there's not enough room for like two grown ass guys. You know?
And I was gonna say I wanted to clarify just so that people know what happened. So I'm an building inspector for construction, and then who do you work for, or what do you do? You said for hot and water.
I'm a pipe fitter welder. I'm an apprentice right now.
Nice.
And we do pipe fitting. Lay down pipe at work, lay down pipe at home, and it's a fascinating trade.
All right, cool. Okay, there you go. And he was installing anchors. I was inspecting it. I jumped in the scissor lift with you. We were like 20 feet in the air or something. You were tightening them, and then I was inspecting them, but we were talking.
Yeah,
you know,
you have to pay attention to the stuff. You could easily fuck that up, you know.
Yeah,
and we're still like we're getting it, and we're like. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Because not only that, I think you could even, like, especially in that setting of construction, you could even rub someone the wrong way sometimes. You know what I mean? Depending on what is said, or right.
In the construction world, there's a lot of ego, you know, machismo, like, oh, you know, I gotta, you know, just that toughness. You gotta have that. Yeah. And then immediately there was an unspoken bromance. Like, dude, it was pretty funny.
I agree, bro. It was a trip, and we started kind of talking about our future plans, and we started getting into, like, the energy and what we were in right now.
Goals.
Yeah.
Where you want to stand as an individual, like, almost immediately. Yeah. Like, we're up in the air, fucking boom, here we go.
Yeah.
Like,
all the way down to
down the rabbit hole we went.
Yeah, dude, for real, dude. And it was even went all the way up into women. And just everything,
women, romance, sex, heartbreak, all of it.
Yep,
you know, spirituality,
sobriety, right?
Dang,
we went into a lot.
That was some heavy dope.
Hell yeah,
and then that's how almost. Not I want to say almost immediately, but like within that hour, you're like, yo, I'm putting a podcast together. You need to get on there.
Yeah, dude.
Like, like, I just thought about it. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. You know, I have friends talk about podcasts all the time, but you're like, no, dude, I'm doing a fucking podcast. Yeah, that's gangster, bro. That's gangster.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy that we mentioned that, because the reason why I started it, I mean, first of all, I think it's kind of crazy, but, like, there were a number of other things that I did that I was honestly really good at. I would say even better than this. I feel like I can perfect this to a really, like, high level, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
right now you're just scratching the surface.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, there were things that I was like naturally good at, very early on, and like things that I probably should have taken as far as it could go, right? But the thing about this, and it's weird because I even have more doubts coming up to my mind than other things that I used to try, and I quit a lot of other things. But the reason why I stick to this and why I started it is because God told me to do it.
Ooh, okay. So you're passionate about this.
It's something that's been lingering. It's something that people told me I should do. But I'm trying to tell you,
when you chase the things that you're passionate about, you're unveiling the things that your spirit enjoys.
Right. But you know what's crazy is, like, I'm telling you, man, when it comes to this, something about it kind of didn't interest me as much as, other things. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. And I personally believe that he told me that I should do this. The thought that
the higher calling, man. Everyone has that in their life.
Yeah, literally.
And with that being said, too, like, I find myself in so many situations where people kind of come into my life, and I notice that they're a mess.
Right.
And then I say that very, my life isn't perfect. No one is perfect.
Yeah.
But I often find myself in a position where I'm able to help people.
Yeah.
And and I do that because I know. I believe in karma, the energy. Whatever you put out in the universe, you get back in the abundance.
Yeah,
and I find myself let's say I got a date tonight, but I have a friend who's struggling with addiction, and he's contacting me right now. I'm like, yo, I know it's a priority because I know I need to smile down on him because this is a harsh world. So eventually, one day,
we touch on that on here.
it's a harsh world, so I'm gonna need someone to smile down on me one day. It's what you put out there, you get back.
That's what's up, dude. Yeah, I fuck with that for sure.
Yeah, man, it's a real stuff.
And you know what, man? It's been hard because, growing up, you're just trying to make the right moves, right? And it's crazy because people always say you are who your friends are, and this and this and that. You know what I mean? And the thing is like you're on you surround yourself around people that are truly your friend, but they're not necessarily on the same path as you. But at the same time, you want to help people. But at the same time, you want to keep pushing forward for yourself.
I noticed that at a very young age. Like I went to school in Downey, and I lived everywhere growing up. I never had a real stable home.
Yeah.
And I noticed my life, I had to deal with different problems than my friends had.
Mm-hmm.
And senior year, I'd get up at 4:30. To take 2 buses from Boyle Heights to Downey, and I got some of my friends were driving in BMWs. We're not, we're not, different struggles, different hardships.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, man, it's a trip, and just trying to find that balance, man. And it's weird because it's weird. I just don't think. I honestly don't think. For my. It's just hard because, like I said, it's hard to find that balance in trying to help people, and at the same time, trying to look out for yourself at the same time, because it's you don't know when to let go to help people and when what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's weird because in this situation that I'm in right now, it's shit just falls into place. You know what I mean? And people are there and when they should be at the right time, whether it be your friends or just new people, and shit starts to just
make sense. But I'm gonna introduce one universal law. There's 7 of them, but cause and effect.
Yeah.
For every action, for every cause there's an effect, and for every effect there's a cause. Everything, there's purpose for everyone and everything.
For sure. No, I believe that. I mean, the thing is
you manifest it too. You manifest it
for sure. You definitely and see, that. Manifesting for me, I can keep it on surface level because when I get because I could get too deep with it, and then I start to get confused. I start to question every little bit and piece. Yeah. So, and the thing is I know exactly what you're talking about. Everything you're talking about, I've looked into, I've read up about, and it's for me, right now, one of my main sources of guidance is just God, and I do what I can, and then He just does the rest that I can't control. You know what I mean? That's been my whole thing.
And that's how it always is.
Yeah, for sure, man. And man, so it's just a trip, and like you said it, and you even said it on the scissor lift that it wasn't a coincidence that we ran into each other. You know what I mean? And I believe that. I believe it too. And it was right around the time when things started changing for me, and it was probably a week before I honestly got that calling of you should do this. You know what I mean?
That must have been a very pivotal point for you, man.
Yeah, dude.
And I overlooked it, dude. I'm dirty, sweating at work, drilling away. yeah, dog, I got a podcast. I want you to be on it. Oh, for sure, dog. Yeah, let's do it.
You didn't believe it or what?
I believed it, but at the same time, that was like our first encounter.
Right.
I've worked with coworkers for like months and years. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna kick it and grab a beer one day, and we never fucking do. You know?
Right. Oh, okay, I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was really interesting because so you told me you've always been like somewhat of like a really deep thinker, right?
Yes.
Okay, same here. I was gonna say sorry if you hear any music next door or outside if there's partying going on. I don't have like a sick ass studio or anything, so we're still trying to get out of here. But
2 more of these, and I'm gonna go join them, dog.
hey, after this, I'm down, dog. We have a little saying with like all my other friends that come on, like my host Ivani and his friends, like our friends that come on sometimes is, we're gonna party after, we're gonna earn it. We're gonna earn it first. We're gonna do the podcast, and then we'll get lit after.
Yeah. I could do that.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the things that I thought were very interesting that we were talking about on the Scissor Lift was the quarantine. I was wondering what the quarantine taught you and some of the lessons you learned from it.
I've been very fortunate, man. I've been very, very fortunate with everything that's going on. Immediately when I heard like everyone was getting laid off, I was concerned more for the world and other people than myself, my own well-being, to be honest, because I grew up in a house full of women, and I have three older sisters and my mom, and so I can be very sympathetic. I don't know. There's just maybe that handful of femininity, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that makes sense.
And I was concerned because I know people are living, check to check, and some people don't have fulfilling jobs. And then I just, it didn't faze me at all. I was in the Army for 4 years, so I was used to living, in close quarters. Especially when I deployed to Afghanistan, like living with like my platoon, which was like 12 to 16 guys, stinky motherfuckers in one room. It was wild, dude. Like I was used, I felt like I was in the military again, and so it didn't bug me. So I knew how to occupy my mind. And some people,
that's interesting,
when they're forced to stay, within their own home, it's just like it's a different game.
Yeah, dude,
it's a different game, dude.
Yes.
People were just thrown off, like
absolutely, including me, dude, bro.
Divorce rates, domestic, violence, and then the kids. I don't even want to get too specific, but shit wasn't cool.
Yeah,
shit was not cool.
Absolutely, it's weird. It had to get worse before it got better. And for some people, they didn't get better. It's still, I mean, it's probably better the fact that it kind of, it stopped.
But you know what? It's all about perspective, man. Always, like in this situation, I'm pretty sure some people, I hope, would learn something about themselves.
Absolutely,
and it brings issues to the light. Like people who are married, like, oh damn, I can't spend that much time with my wife, right. Without collecting her life insurance.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's wild, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a trip, man, and it's crazy. I know I think I've explained it on this podcast before, but it's like I had to face myself. You know what I mean? Like the darkest, deepest parts of myself, and it was crazy that it took a quarantine to do that because, like I said, I mean, I grew up only child, and I was by myself most of the time at the house, and I mean, like I would think that I'd be used to it, and since I was like 18, I moved out, been living alone all the way up until now, all the way up until the quarantine, and even then I was having trouble, like I don't know if I was getting too deep in my mind with it, and like I didn't have the the training to occupy my mind. Like it was difficult, dude. It was tough.
I'm not gonna sound like a saint either. Like the first month, most of March, like I was recovering from surgery still. I had severe carpal tunnel on my right hand.
Oh, okay.
And I was taking some time off from work, and even then I was just fucking. The first month I was drinking. I was like, dang, this is whack. Let me go get some more. And to justify it, like I drink wine between these days, beer between these days, and hard liquor,
Yeah.
Military, routine,
shit,
bro.
Right.
Like get closer to the weekend, the stronger the intoxication gets. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
But immediately when my hand was, good enough to go back to work in April, got right back into it, and I've just been consumed with work. I wasn't even bothered about the whole COVID-19.
Because you started right before the COVID started?
I started my hand got better in the middle of April.
Okay.
So that's when I got back to work.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was going through some hard times in 2018. You know,
Okay.
I lost my best friend in a car accident. I walked away from a healthy relationship. I was just lost. You know, lost in the sauce. And
dude.
November 2018, I took a break from work, and I didn't get back to work till November 2019. I took a whole year off, and did some real spiritual building and trying to find myself and identify what things I need to work on.
Yeah, and that's great.
It's been a blessing, bro, a true blessing. And I started working in November again, and I took time off in February. That's when I got the surgery. So immediately went back to work in April, and I fucking love what I do.
Right.
And I've been consumed by work. I like getting my hands dirty. I like getting shit, done. Yeah. And when you got a good set of hands on the crew, it's no longer work. It's just time with the boys.
That's cool, bro.
It's been
that's awesome, dude. I know, that's good to hear, man. And it's funny when you say even where you work, because my buddy Ivani and pretty much all the homies that kick it with us that he introduced me to are from work. He's an electrician.
Oh,
yeah, dude. So so we're all in the construction field, all central over here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Central, dude. That's hilarious.
I know, bro. And and we've been.
That's hard, though. That's hard. So you definitely got a good group of dudes surrounding you.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, to be selective with your friends, because if you hang out with anyone, first let me say, I'll have a beer with anyone any time of the week. Yeah. But I won't make it a habit. I'm very selective of who I surround myself with, because if you hang out with losers, you'll be a loser. You hang out with winners, you'll be a winner.
Yeah. I believe it.
And especially, like you said, talking about, taking different paths. Like, I'm in a very pivotal point in my life. I feel like I'm pulling this information out of my ass, but I feel like
dude, I mean, it's experience.
25 to 27, I feel like a young man is kind of barely developing who he wants to be.
I agree 100%.
And like right now, I'm just consumed by work and home fitness, my home gym.
Hey, whatever.
Got to watch that girlish figure.
And gotta watch the Coke bottle.
Yeah, man. And like I'm separating myself from the boys, bro. Like I got home, I'll have a beer with anyone any time of the week.
Yeah.
But I got homies who are trying to pick up an 8-ball at the end of the week. And I'm trying to buy a house at the end of the year. We're not the same,
dog. I feel you, dog. I feel you, bro. It's crazy, man. I fuck with it because, and the thing is like it's funny that you even mentioned those specific two things, houses and 8-balls, because like
again, we're in the construction field.
Yeah. And it's crazy because what happened was, as soon as the quarantine started, I mean, I always dabbled a little bit with different things, drug wise, prior to the quarantine, and then during the quarantine it started escalating, right? And I kind of started noticing, but it was weird because I know for a fact that like Coke has never been my type of drug to, you know what I mean, like to use. It was never been my thing. I never liked it. And then one time we went off-roading and a buddy of mine had some. And it was weird because I had already been binging on other things prior to that.
Ooh,
just different things, dude.
You gotta be careful with
just
that.
Chicks and doing different shit, fucked up.
Everyone's got their own vice, bro.
Yeah. And so, but that day we went off-roading. The buddy had it, and I started doing it, and it was weird because I couldn't stop.
Don't chase that high.
Yeah, dude.
Don't chase the dragon.
But that's the thing, dude. And so it kept going, right? And like, I just kept going and going all night, and then literally I couldn't sleep for 2 days, bro. And I was literally like on the second day, I'm in and out of like naps and shit. I was just like going through withdrawals, like bad.
Small
dude.
luxury I really want to throw out there. A couple years ago when I was struggling with the whole 2018, it was a rough year. Yeah, it was a lack of sleep, dude.
Right,
I suffer from severe anxiety and PTSD, and now. Like, fast forward, I want to be in bed by 9. Yeah. Like, I cherish, sleep. Yeah. And then it gives you time to rejuvenate, gather your thoughts. Right. And I can't believe I was in the construction field and doing this. Like, today, today, I will not drink. I will hardly even drink. And, I don't do that because I know what I do at work is very dangerous. Like you could easily, get hurt, fall off the scissor lift, and it's dangerous stuff. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm so in love with my routine and
that's tight.
Consumed by it. You know? And
Tell me a little bit about that, because that was one of my questions in my notes. Is like, what type of routine do you have that like keeps you grounded, keeps you grateful?
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. Well, and for some people it may be a lot, but you know, right off the bat, to I think for someone to be happy and you know, feel like they're you know, they're enjoying what I like to call small luxuries. Like for me, it's 20 minutes in the sun minimum. You know, the sun is a natural antidepressant. Yeah. People forget about that, and you know, it gives you vitamin D. Yeah. You know, and you know, we're animals. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to be in the sun, and there's days where I'll go get a pedicure, and I'll go
treat yourself.
I'll go on the grass and ground myself. I'll grab the like I'll wiggle my toes in the dirt, in the grass, and just meditate, manifest things that I want in my life, pray for the people I care about.
Yeah.
Good sleep, 6 to 8 minimum.
Yeah.
You know, drink a gallon of water.
Yeah.
And just it's and then for my PTSD too, I need to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I call that voluntary suffering.
Okay.
Every decision you make, and that's my brother introduced me to this. My little brother, my little big brother.
Yeah.
And voluntary suffering. Yeah. Every decision you make right now in the future, it's either going to push you forward or set you back.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got, you know, work on Saturday and you got baby girl like, oh, I want to go out, my friends are going to do this, there's a show, I want to go, like, I can't, you know, I'm going to suffer this night, so next week I could have more money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and me, for instance, I'll kick my own ass in the gym. I'll sit in the sauna and suffer for 20 minutes simply because when I get out, my blood is going to be flowing better. I think more clearly and concise, you know, and I'm going to be healthy. It's voluntary suffering, bro. Mm-hmm. That's some real shit there.
Yeah, man. And you did mention something about it being a lot, you know, your routine, and it's crazy because my routine,
I'm up for work at 4:30. I'm up brushing my teeth, getting ready, thinking about what I have to do, you know, getting my coffee, and like it's you can't, like, I don't know how people, like, let's say you start at 5:30, people are getting out of bed at 5, like, yo, what?
Right.
Like, you're still, you know, you still probably got morning wood, you know, on the way to work. Like, how do you gather yourself, you know?
Right. No, and that's the thing, and it's crazy because for me, I mean, for a long time, I was that dude, like, waking up 20 minutes before. Same. You know what I mean? And like, I see fucking rushing, getting car accidents. It happened to me like twice.
I see other apprentices like they get to work and their eyes are bloodshot, like smell like whiskey, and I'm just like, you're all right, dog. You drink some water.
Yeah, dude. Is everything good at home and shit? You know?
Yeah, dude. And I was on the same boat, man. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until 2018 it broke me and it made me perspective. It made me better, man.
Right.
Again, my best friend who I used to steal crayons from in second grade, you know, passed away in a car accident, and I walked away from a healthy relationship, a happy, healthy relationship, and it's because I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't in love with myself.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy. That's something people need to know, dude.
I had to go all the way to the bottom to realize, I'm like, yo, up is the only way I can go.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing, you know? I'm trying, bro. I'm fucking trying.
I believe you, dude. And see, and that's what I was going to say, because I mean, my routine includes, you know, stretching at night, stretching in the morning.
Oh, it's so funny. Dude, I'm 27 years old, and my body is, I'm shot out. You know, my knees are deteriorating. I got carpal tunnel in both hands. Yeah. Shoulders, sleep apnea, PTSD. So right now, I'm not trying to sound like Father Time, and I'll say that many more times.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm not trying to sound like an old timer, some OG.
No, dude. No, go for it, dude.
I tell my buddies, like, dude, take care of yourself. You know, like the army, they got their mileage out of me. You know, and I'm more cautious about what I do, the rest I get, and it's very critical. Like, even if I don't work out for like 2 days in a row, I'll catch myself being angry, and that's the thing about me. You have to be conscious about your emotions. Like, I'll just be angry and aggressive. I have like this built up testosterone, or sexual frustration, something, you know. It's just like, you have to let it out. You know, you're an animal, like, you know, like for the dog owners, you know, people who got a dog, like, you think you just, you know, let old boy sit in the house all day, take the motherfucker for a walk, throw him a bone, you know.
No, absolutely.
We gotta, you know, and in the world today, like, we're just, it's a trip.
Man,
it's a fucking trip.
Yeah, dude. And it's crazy because, you know, back to what I was saying is, like, you know, and then, you know, I stretch at night, in the morning. And then I say my prayers in the morning, and then when I leave work, I say another prayer, and then at night, And then also I just try to hit the gym. I'm trying to eat better too. I'm trying
the gym.
You know,
I went for the first time yesterday.
Oh, really?
Like since February, bro. It was weird. It was Halloween. It was empty.
Yeah.
It was a trip.
Sounds great, actually.
Yeah,
it's empty.
It was trip,
no, but I hear you, man. I just it's crazy that in the last podcast I haven't posted it yet, but me and Ivani went to the gym and I posted it. Dude, it felt so good, dude. It was like amazing. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy because all I'm saying is like, you know, the things that I'm talking about used to be a hassle for me when I was younger because I did sports and shit and I used to stretch and I used to do all these things. But the thing is like, if you want to get better, I mean, and I was even have a conversation with Ivani on, I think the last podcast or the one before, but we were talking about, like, dude, like, you know, like they were worried that they might not find any women in the future because our era is the test dummy for relationships because it's like going through so many different changes right now. And I was telling them that there's gonna be some out there. Look, we're all at this table because we're all trying to change, and that means doing extra shit that's gonna keep us straight, grounded, and motivated. You know what I mean?
What's your definition of a man? Ooh, it's a vague question, but it has many answers.
I'd say taking responsibility for
I like that.
All his losses.
You could take that.
I think there's a lot. I feel like I gotta think about that one for a minute. You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
To me, the definition of a man is someone who's self-sufficient and holds down his own foundation. That's I discovered that when I was 18, second week into 2012, I was cashing my first paycheck for a real job and trying to hold down the fort for me and my jefita, my mom. You know,
yeah, hell yeah.
And as I grow older into, you know, my manhood, which I'm just, you know, scratching, I feel like it's consciousness, bro. You have to understand yourself and identify what you need to work on, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't want to live your whole life, you know, just suffering for things you should have done.
Right.
The average American male is statistically supposed to live up to 78, right? That's 78 opportunities to better yourself. 78, you know, reasons to be better. You know, and then again, this is shit that people need to know and things that need to be addressed.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you did even mention something about like you say, you don't want to sound like an old head. You know what I mean? But dude, it's like you know, growing up for me. You know, I didn't hear anybody our age talking about shit like this. Yeah. You know, now. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Or even younger than that. And it's weird because for me, you know, we all have...
you know, we're young men, too. Young, single men. And people will be like, oh, you know what? You went on one date last week. You should go on 4 more this week. Like, nah, I'm at this point in my life where I'm happy with who I am.
Right.
And I limit myself to I'm trying to be better.
Trying to value that peace now. Exactly. You know what I mean? Trying to value that peace, man. Dude, and it's crazy because in order to value the peace, you got to go through the chaos for sure. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And it's crazy, man. I mean, that's how it is with friends. That's how it is with life. That's how you know, I want to get a good night's sleep so I can feel great the next day, so I could record the podcast, so I can edit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just everything, man.
There's days where. Wow, I'm never Sunday night going to bed. I'm never bitter. Like, what? Got work tomorrow? Hell yeah, easy 40. Let's do it. Let's bang it out. You know.
Yeah.
And there's times where I usually smoke before I go to bed, and it'll be like 9. I look at my phone and I'm like, hell yeah, I got work tomorrow. I got my coffee in the fridge. I drink my coffee cold. Fuck y'all.
Really? Yeah. Dude, everybody drinks their coffee cold except me now, honestly, bro.
I drink my coffee cold. I'm like, those are things I anticipate, you know? And again, I'm looking towards the future, man.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
because it's like, you know, being hyped about your life and responsibilities is something that, like, you're not really taught to do, and you know what I mean, and to value your peace and shit like that. And like, I mean, growing up, it's like I'm trying to have a toxic summer. Who's ready? You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like that's always like everybody's glorifying that shit. Yeah, dude, and I know it's a joke. I'm not trying to be like the fucking downer over here, but honestly, dude, I'm really on that, and it's weird. Like, I'd rather just be, you know, anxious and alone at the pad than having someone over and just like wasting energy and shit that's like not even worth wasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that just takes a lot of experience as far as like wasting your energy in so many different things until you're just like, wow, why the fuck can't I get anything done for myself? You know what I mean? Yeah. And that just
the hardest part is starting.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part
for sure.
You know,
for sure.
It's taking yourself out of that comfort zone and you know, pushing yourself to be better.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I agree. Let's see what else we got that I have for you here. I know you said, yeah, man, you're really happy. I feel you on that. I've been on that too. I've been really. It's weird. I've even said it specifically on a few podcasts. I think recently, some of the first episodes, I was saying that I'm like extremely happy right now.
Yeah,
and I still, it's weird. I still have my downfalls.
That being said, about being happy, like some people are really not happy right now.
No,
and
seriously,
it's to
or
be
they're
honest,
masking it, or they're trying to run away from shit.
The lack of responsibilities, the lack of the fulfillment they have in their life, and at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be a participant in this world we live in. You know, this very short, immediate world we live in.
Right. No, and I agree, man. And it's weird because even just hearing the trials from my immediate friends and some of my family, it's like it's hard to face a lot of that shit. You know what I mean? Some shit's harder than shit that I've ever been through. You know what I mean? And but it's weird. It's like people are just maintaining themselves. They never really face the true shit. You know?
Yeah.
And
I have a handful of homeboys like that.
Yeah.
They like that comfort zone, and that's all they know, and that's all they're gonna have.
Yeah. And the thing too is like, I mean, I can't even blame them because I don't know what the fuck they've been through. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, like I said, I mean, going back to the whole, that off-roading coke situation, that shit traumatized me, dog. Right. And I was in a place where I knew something was fucking wrong. I'm like, I don't ever go fucking balls deep in any of this shit, and I've been, and then that was kind of like the last straw for me, and I was like, I was going deep in prayer. I was like, dog, and that's what I'm saying, like in that light on that second day, that's when I definitely heard him say clearly to like, this is what I got to do.
I think it was a lack of sleep, probably a chemical imbalance. You had too much of this, and with that, I have a similar story, bro.
Yeah,
in 2019 it wasn't until last year where I've been back. I got back from the Army February 2016.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 2019 where I felt like I was living again, where I felt happy and content.
Yeah.
And in 2019, I went to this, have you heard about that Long Beach Reggae Fest?
Oh,
they do it every year.
Yeah, yeah. Is it called One Love or no?
Yeah, One Love. Yeah.
Okay,
I usually go by myself. And
okay.
I went this year, surprisingly, with one of my cousins.
That's tight.
It was cool. It was dope. Always dope.
Yeah.
And I went
last. Never been there. I need to go.
You need to go. It's a vibe.
We'll go.
It's dope. It's dope.
I'm down.
But I went last year by myself.
Yeah.
And prior to the other years, I went by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And that year, I went by myself, and I ate an eighth of mushrooms.
All right.
20 minutes later, I ate a pill form of mushrooms.
Lit. I'm scared.
I was by myself, dude.
That's crazy. All right.
I ate a pill form of mushrooms, and 20 minutes after that, I ate another pill of mushrooms.
Okay.
And I was having a great fucking time. I was hitting things out of this world. At the same time, I document a lot of my thoughts. I was just trying to, perspective. Trying to see what is the world trying to tell me. What am I trying to?
That's crazy.
I'm trying to pick up.
All right.
And then at the same time, I was not I was having a good time, but prior to that, fucking the whole thing.
Yeah.
Again, I took time off from work in 2018 November, and I walked away from a relation. All that. My was still mourning the death of my homie, and I got back to work. I mean, I went to the welding bay to go practice welding on Monday, and I was bawling, bro. I was in a booth. Nothing was going the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
I couldn't burn pipe the way it was just fucked.
Yeah, it stacks up.
And for years, I was dealing with suicidal thoughts, bro. PTSD. Okay. I was not handling. I didn't realize how unhealthy I was handling my life. And, substance abuse, women, drugs, alcohol, all of that.
Yeah,
And I called my brother-in-law, who I love. We have a great relationship. He's like a real big bro to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know who to call. I was like, hey, I'm having some real dark thoughts. And this time, they're actually followed by, I have actions that I want to follow up next. I called him immediately. He's like, drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I got admitted into a psychiatric facility. 2 days after good sleep, I knew I didn't belong there. Dude, I slept really good. I'm like, fuck, I do not need to be here.
I feel you.
And the whole situation with you on the off-roading, you know. And at the same time, I'm able to make more sense of it. It was like, okay, I probably release all this serotonin and endorphins in my body produce from the poison that I ate.
Yeah.
and at the same time the sleep, and like how unhealthy I was handling my PTSD, because I love what I do, so I'm consumed by my work, so I don't have time to be like tired. I don't have time to be sad, you know. I gotta go to work. And immediately when I went to I got out the psychiatric facility a week later. I rekindled my relationship with God. Got baptized later that year. And I've just been trying to walk this line on a unicycle, bro.
Oh, dude, same, bro.
You know, and my life has been great. I haven't looked back, and it's just That's awesome. It's been great, man. I needed that to happen. I needed to fall down, learn how to get back up, and realize like, damn, this is where I need to be living, not down here, up here. You know,
I feel you.
And like again, like you said, that whole off-roading situation, I relate, bro.
Yeah,
I can definitely relate.
That's crazy, man. I know, and it's weird. I mean, like the quarantine was,
and people trip out on that too. I'll be like, oh yeah, this happened to me. Like, what?
Yeah,
like, they kind of like stop and look at me like, damn, should I be having a beer with this guy?
Right.
Do you feel like hurting yourself?
They kind of trip out a little bit. Yeah, I know. I feel it, dude. And I mean, that was the same with me. And honestly, like, I mean, it's gonna come out because I said it in the last podcast. I mean, and it's weird because it's interesting that you say that, because like getting help mentally is a taboo, right?
I hate to say that, man, but no one wants to look weak.
Right. Absolutely.
No one wants to look weak.
Absolutely.
And when you're in a room with other women or men, no one wants to see their shadow be cast. Like, let's say you got so much going on and your shadow overthrows mine. It's just like, oh, nah, you know, I'll brush that off, dog. No, dude, you need to get fucking help. And it's very basic stuff. Get sleep. Drink some fucking water. Have you drank water today? How much water have you drank today?
I drank 4 bottles of water today.
I drink a gallon minimum.
Yeah.
A minimum.
I try to drink a lot.
And so all of you that don't know that it should be drinking water, that's 16.9 ounce bottle of water. 7.5 of those is a gallon of water.
Okay.
Drink some fucking water.
Yeah, dude. No, and
I'm over here drinking this shit.
No, it's all good. But literally, we drank our water already. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And it's crazy because, and the reason why I bring that up, dude, is because, like, you know, during the quarantine, I decided to see a therapist, and
dope.
And I'm still seeing one right now.
Nice.
And dude, honestly, it's crazy because, you know,
it's an investment.
Yes, and I even have sober friends that even
I hate that meme that says I could spend X amount of dollars to see a therapist, or I could just say it is what it is.
That's hilarious, bro. Hey, I mean, I've been saying it is what it is for a long time, dog. Dude, I've been saying that for a long time, bro. Trust me. But and like and I started seeing them now, and then even now, like I've been kind of recently. I mean, I'm still going, and it's weird, dude. Because I even thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I even you know, I think sometimes, like, you know, like, man, like, should I even be going to this? Should I even be going to this? But it's like you got to make the effort though. Recently. If you want to change,
you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to say no, dude. And I think the first problem to you know, finding solutions in your life is being conscious.
Yeah.
And then back to, you know, being a man, you have to identify yourself, man.
Yeah.
You can't just be blowing in the wind. You know, like Tupac once said, stand for something or fall for anything.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
Absolutely. And even then, I think even for me, I'm still trying to like identify that. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Man.
I mean,
you're not far.
Yeah.
I feel like me and you are on the very, you know, same boat, man.
Right there.
Fucking
yeah.
paddling along.
You know, but the thing is like you got to want the change though. That's really important. That's what I'm trying to bring up, because
that's exactly what I'm manifesting right now, dude. Everything I've ever wanted has been given to me within the last year, and I say that very modestly, bro.
Right.
Everything I've wanted, you know, and
that's crazy.
And it is crazy, and I'm just happy, dog. I'm over here in the construction field, getting my hands dirty, learning about this, learning about that, you know, chopping it up with the boys, and then, you know, it's the routine, bro. I rush to work, I rush home. I try to do some push-ups, you know, I get my little workout on, and after that, like, I decompress. Like, I'll smoke, read, fucking, man.
That's what's up, dude. Hey, man, you know what? And I keep seeing you post chapters every day, daily, on your story. What is that, dude? Because
it's a book. It's a book. It's a book I have.
It's interesting.
It's a book, and every day, like, it says, like, what's today? June 20th? June 19th?
Yeah.
June 19th.
June 19th, yeah.
Like, there'll be a verse or from the Bible.
Yeah.
Or something positive, you know, and I have it right next to my toothbrush, bro. Like right where I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like,
right there.
Get the funk out of my eyes.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, this looks hard. I'm gonna share this. You know? And it's cool, and I share it because You know, people need to be reminded. We spend so much time on this fucking phone.
Yeah.
You know, you might as well look at something that's going to benefit you.
Right.
You know?
Right. No,
and,
I agree.
And I share that. Like, I share a lot of stupid shit. No. I get backlash all the time. Yeah, dude. Like, it's slowed down, but a lot of my memes will get deleted.
What?
Like, a lot of my stuff will get deleted.
Wow.
And, like, people report me.
Like, on stories?
Yeah, on stories, bro. Like, this was deemed inappropriate or whatever.
Come
Exactly. And I'm like, these dick riders, bro.
I know what the fuck.
I post a lot of bullshit. At the same time, I like to, you know,
dude,
share.
I've never been, you know, offended by anything you posted, bro. Literally, I've never.
I'm glad to hear that, 'cause some people. Oh, okay. Oh, with that being said, you know, this is Pride Month, correct?
Okay.
With that, I'm gonna go into that real quick.
Okay.
It's Pride Month, and I remember I did offend some people, and I deleted it immediately because I feel like I was on the same boat. You know, not that boat, but you know, I could understand.
Okay.
But I posted something recently, and it said, I have a lot of gay friends, you know, people in that gay community or whatever.
Okay.
And I noticed something on Instagram. It said, this is awesome. There's finally a transgender suicide hotline. So if you ever feel suicidal.
I seen that.
Yeah. It said, you know, call this number, share this, whatever, you know.
I thought that was literally real.
No, it was real.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I deleted it because
you're making fun of it?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh,
okay, but
I don't know.
It said, you know, this and that. At the top, I put, "What the fuck is the difference? Suicide is suicide." LOL.
Oh.
Like, dude, I'd hope, like, if you're like, I was on the same boat, dude. I was in a psychiatric facility, you know, not that long ago. Mm-hmm. And then someone put like, "Oh, this is insensitive. This isn't funny," and I'm like, "Oh, elaborate. You know, correct me."
Right.
And I'm all about constructive criticism.
That's awesome that you're open for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
because some of my, you know, one of my homies in the military was gay as shit, gay as fuck, and I and some of my barbers, like some of my friends, you know, some of my best friend, she's a lesbian and she's the dopest wingman I got. You know, they're cool.
That's what's up.
And they pointed out like, "Oh, this is insensitive. You know, this is a growing issue in America and North America and all throughout the world." I was like, "All right, that's cool." And they're like, "How would you feel like, you know, there's a hotline for veterans that struggle with PTSD. You don't want to be talking to some fucking young Thundercat who knows nothing about combat,
right?
You know, so there has to be someone." And I was like, "Fuck, that blew my mind." And I was like, I deleted it immediately. I was like, "Nah, this." All right, that ain't cool, you know.
Yeah.
And people make fun of me for having PTSD. It's like, it's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but like whatever. I shrug it off. Yeah,
I feel you.
So immediately, I took it down, and I do post some insensitive things, but at the end of the day, you could slap your knee and laugh, or just fucking unfollow me.
Yeah. No, I hear it. And the thing, and the thing too is like, it's crazy because, I mean. I don't mind getting, you know, checked if I need to get checked if I say something, you know, because I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm asking for the smoke. I post a lot of shit.
I believe you, though. I believe that was me on Twitter. Like, I was going in, dude. I would argue with LGBT community. I will argue with, like just anybody on there about stupid things.
I don't want to get political, but at the end of the day, I'm for the people.
Right.
And that's it. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
I was doing it so that I can maybe educate some people who are being ignorant or something. And then if I was being ignorant, someone could check me or. But see, the thing is I think it's crazy that you're open to that because one thing I learned, I was like from Jordan Peterson. It was one of his videos. He was like lecturing like a class in like a college course. And he was saying, in order to get better at arguing, you need to put yourself out there.
Devil's advocate.
To be,
Devil's
corrected.
advocate. You want to ride a unicycle down the middle. You want to be identified with both sides. Because when you're exposed to both, like, you know, both worlds, you have more information.
Yeah, right. But
like,
see,
we kind of have to be devil's advocate. Like I'm not trying to use him as an example, but literally the devil.
Yeah,
he's fucking evil and smart at the same time because he's been around for a long time.
Right,
you know, he was one of God's strongest angels.
Right,
and now he's one of the most fucking
Yeah.
Come on.
And the thing is
being
like
exposed, the experience.
Right, exactly. But being willing to be corrected. You know what I mean? And because a lot of people
put your pride and your ego down right there.
Exactly, because a lot of people are worried to a lot of people are worried to put themselves out there for that reason. They don't want to get checked. They don't want to get corrected. You know what I'm saying?
The ego.
Exactly. So it's crazy because in order to like get smarter or even just get better at being a leader in general, I feel like you have to know both sides and you have to be willing to put yourself out there to get corrected. That's just facts. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy because I've been doing that over the years on Twitter for a long time about a lot of different situations. And the thing is I always stayed in my lane. But if I thought, in things that I knew about, and if there's something that I really didn't know about, I would just like try it. And, if I got checked, I got checked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, like that one time, like there's very few times where like my memes or something I post will fucking get like flagged. But this time I was like, you know what? I got to swallow that pill. Someone corrected me and like, they're right. This is a little insensitive. And, this is a growing issue.
Yeah.
And again, I would, come on, suicide.
I feel it. Yeah. I feel it. Is there anything, got any topics that you want to talk about? You want to cover?
Let me see.
I know you have some stuff. I have a lot of stuff too, but
how's your dating life? How's your dating life? Tell me about that.
All right.
Tell me about Rob. I
like that question.
Dating, single, what are you looking for?
Currently I'm single and I'm barely dating right now.
Okay.
I've shot my shot with a few. I mean, it's because it's like the women that I've been dating it's kind of like fizzling out. You could tell. Like, I'm over it. They're kind of over it. Yeah, so it's weird because it's a trip because like I've even done things that I normally wouldn't to kind of keep it alive a little bit, and even then it's not working, and that's rare.
Yeah, because you're interested. There's that romantic interest. It's the chase, homie.
Right?
That's what you want. You know that.
But and I just think for me, it's just not meant to be for me right now. I think I need to not go for it, and I'm seeing the signs. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, it's telling you not to go that way. Stop
Sometimes
spending your energy
it's your emotion or the sexual attention. Really, like you'll chase something you want, running past something you need.
Right? That's facts.
And it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and I feel like. It's this subject dating is it's such a broad term. There's like a lot of subjects I want to hit.
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the main things though that I feel like you can carry out. I mean, if you're a person like me or you is after that weekend, I've gotten a lot closer with God. I rekindled like my relationship. I mean, we've always had a good relationship, but I mean, I honestly even involve him in the women I date as well, right? So the thing about it is like, I haven't like as I'm going on this journey, I'm more prone to hearing the signs whether I should go this way, that like I could see them a lot clearer now. So like I said, for me right now in the situation I'm in, it kind of seems like I need to slow it down because maybe one's coming. There's
rules that I follow when it comes to dating. It's supposed to be a color chart to be exact.
All right.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's do it. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Educate me.
Emotional stimulation.
Okay.
Mental stimulation.
Yeah.
Level of attractiveness.
Okay.
This is a big one for me. Life compatibilities. Say it with me. Life compatibilities. And last but not least, and I share this because I feel like women need it. If you're going to try and play a fool and make them fall for you, at least do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The last one, whether she reached for the check or not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know these girls ain't carrying this fake Michael Kors bag just to look cute. You better fucking, that's the check. No.
Are you sure?
No, what are you carrying this bag, fucking big ass goofy bag for if you ain't going to use it?
Right. All right. They carry their dog in there, bro.
Yeah, dude. That shit's real. I pay attention to those things, man. And it's just like we don't live in the 80s and 90s.
I'm glad you're 50-50 with it, bro. Because same here,
in this wholesome, you can't have a part-time job and support a family. Yeah. Hell no, not today. Yeah. Especially if you fucking live in California. You know how expensive rent is. Like,
seriously.
Come on. We're in it together.
Seriously, yeah.
And I pay attention, like with the women I spend my time with or who I'm invested in. You know. And it's because like I'm trying to buy property very soon, and you can't be with someone who just isn't ready for that, bro. You can't like because my end of a man is supposed to protect, provide, build together. That's what I want, But you can't, and what bugs me is that these girls want this, a man that lives alone, house, newest car, this and that. Like, bitch, you barely work 10 hours a week at Sephora, you know?
Barely pay your phone bill. Dude, you know what, dude? Look, dog, I'm honestly so happy that you said that because, like, I'm tired of women expecting
it needs to be exposed.
I'm glad you said it. Look, I can't say it because, like...
all they know how to do is put on makeup and fucking lie.
Bro, and fucking lie. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, lie.
Dude,
bro.
I feel you, bro.
Lie or get pregnant.
Literally, dog. Dude, I'm so... And the thing, it was funny because there was a situation that came up. I didn't know how I was going to bring it up because, like, this is perfect, but I posted
You're
it...
perfect.
Cheers to that, motherfucker. So are you. Hey, you got a great beard.
Oh, thank you, man. Beans and push-ups. Beans and push-ups.
Genetics over here. I don't even have hair.
Bro, funny story. At that job site we were at, there's a lot of electricians. A lot of them are brothers. You know, they're black.
Oh, okay.
And there's this dude who was walking, and I could tell he had a big old beard because his mask couldn't even contain it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, dude. I'm like, hey, can I ask you something? He's like, what up, dog? And I'm like, hey, how much watermelon I got to eat for my beard to look like that? Bro, that shit was hilarious, bro. It just happened like a day ago.
But it's construction world, so it was cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully
we got thick skin over here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hopefully people don't get mad about it or whatever. Well, we good over here.
Not concerned. They know what we're about right now.
Yeah.
If you're listening this far, you know what we're about.
Yeah,
Get out
facts.
of here.
That's facts. Hell yeah. But it's funny because, dude, I posted this tweet and it was like, women. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up. So I don't fuck it up. I need to pull this up. By the way, I got a few followers, dude. After you posted me, so I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
You know, I put. It was. Let me see. Sorry about that. I'm looking for it. I just don't want to mess it up. Don't want to mess it up. Damn. I haven't posted in a while. I said. Sorry about that. Damn. Okay. Damn. Oh, it said, if you're a woman and it bothers you when a guy starts the convo with what's up, who the fuck do you bitches think you are? Because, forgive me for the mislanguage, but because of the reasons you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like damn near every woman that I talk to literally has almost nothing to offer.
You know what? You want so much. You have to pull your own weight. Everything you expect, you should be able to provide.
Right,
you know,
right.
And I'm just sick of it. That's why I don't date women my age or younger.
Facts.
I'm 20, and like it's just like, oh, you're 24. Cool. Maturity problems right there.
Yeah, you already know.
I'm straight. You know,
yeah.
like it's still. And you know what? I feel like my mind is really ahead of my time. Like, I'm not trying to rob the cradle, but it's the truth. Like, some women still need to develop what they want and who they are. Yeah. And at this point in my life, I'm getting ready to buy property. I'm got my 401k, got my pensions. Yeah. I got things in order, man. And I don't want to be dating some girl who doesn't know what she wants, bro.
You know what's? And I worry.
And speaking of who the fuck you think you are, a few months ago. I have to address this, bro.
Do it.
A few months ago, I feel like women think they can get away with asking a man certain questions. And I was so upset with what she asked me, and I've not seen her since because I want nothing to do with her. Okay. But one evening, I'm naked in my bed with this woman. Okay. And she asked me, "You don't follow me?" She told me, she's like, "You don't follow me on Instagram." I'm like, I laughed. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you don't follow me on Instagram. I was like, I do. But I kind of laughed. I was like, I do. Why? And she's like, you don't look at my stories.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude, this is a woman. This ain't a little girl. This is a woman. You know, not that far from, I'm not going to get into it, but she's an older woman. Yeah. A mother. And it was just like, yo, what makes you, like, you know what this is, you know, and you know what kind of relationship we have, like, first off, I'm here for the memes. and like I don't look at anybody's story really. Yeah. You know, that's like you know, it's
I feel it. Yeah. That's crazy. That's insane really, to me. Like that's the priority right now.
It was very cringy. I just laughed. I couldn't believe she said that to me. Like I shared the story with my mom. I shared the story with my sister. I was like, yo, this is. And my mom has an idea of how social media works. Because she's got grandkids. You know, they're young and they all got Snapchat and Instagram, and she's got one trying to keep up with the youngsters.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, dude, that's so cringy. Yeah. So cringy. I was just
that's crazy.
The audacity.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But the thing is like, I mean, I assume that she was like a pretty woman, but the thing is like, I just feel like it was hard for me.
Hell no, she wasn't. Bottom of the barrel, baby.
That's why she was there?
No, I'm kidding.
I know. Well, see, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the reason why I bring that up is because I wanted to bring this up too. I didn't know how I was going to, but the thing is like I feel like, you know, pretty women just live in a different reality. Because if they lived on the same reality, if they lived on the same reality as us, their head would be bomb, their sex would be bomb, and they wouldn't be as fucking bitches as they are.
My with that being said, like I've gone out with some, you know, some nice, you know,
okay,
women.
Okay, you can say beautiful. It's
beautiful,
okay.
Yeah.
You can say beautiful women.
I'm trying to be discreet about it. But you know, I don't want to sound so vain. But yeah, they're fucking drop dead gorgeous.
I need you to say that because listen. That I can. Okay, yeah, people can know that it's possible to date beautiful women.
Immediately, my cousin, I told her I was in a relationship a few years ago with my ex. I was like, oh yeah, I got a girlfriend. She's like, oh, that's dope. That's awesome. Good for you.
You said you told who?
My cousin.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, is she pretty? I'm like, she's smart. Like and don't get me wrong, my ex, she's beautiful, great person, you know, and I think she's perfect.
Yeah.
But like the fact that my cousin was like, oh, and she's a girl too, and she was like, oh, is she pretty? I'm like, she's smart. And I love the fact that I said that, like, what the fuck does that matter? You know, like this is someone I'm in a relationship with. I'm constantly engaging with and making plans with for the future.
Yeah, you obviously did the groundwork to say that this is person you want to be a relationship with.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, I'm like, she's smart, she's funny.
Yeah,
she kind of knows how to do her makeup. You know, it doesn't matter. Her makeup doesn't match her neck, but you know, I'll overlook that.
Yeah, I fuck with you. I really
I grew up in a house full of women, so I pay attention to these things. Oh,
okay, yeah, makes sense. No, I feel you. I mean, same here, and it's crazy. It's crazy that you're bringing that up because I feel like, you know, as a man, that's part of manhood. You gotta date the hottest one. You gotta date the prettiest ones. You know what I'm saying?
You know, with that, you know, you bring a girl around a family barbecue, like, oh yeah, mijo, she's really pretty, good for you, man. Right. Like it's just, and we're taught up in this you know, this masculine world,
right?
Like, yeah, you want to date every pretty girl there is. You want to, you know, have as much sex as
10
you
of
want.
them and shit. Yeah,
no, that's fucking wrong, dude. Like, I don't get me wrong, I'm no saint, you know?
Right.
But I there's times in my life, in seasons in my life where I fast alcohol, I fast weed, I fast pork, dairy, and including sex and masturbation.
Right.
And people get a fucking trip out of this. Like, I remember I'd be at the barbershop, and I'll share this on purpose because I feel like other men need to be exposed to this.
Just tell them to listen to the podcast now. You know?
Fucking, they'll be like, yeah, I'm not having sex or masturbating right now. And they'll be like, wait, what the fuck? Hey, get a load of this guy. He doesn't fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, when you learn to say no to yourself, you learn to say no to other women.
Ooh.
10 years from now, I don't want to be in a house with my kids and my beautiful wife who's smart and then fucking be like, lose it over a night of foolishness, bro.
Yeah.
That's I think that's real manhood. Learning when to say no to yourself.
Right.
Those are your real monsters. Those are your real demons. You want to say no. That goes for alcoholism, substance abuse, fucking whatever it is that you got fucking, you know, whispering in your ear in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, I've mentioned it before in previous podcasts, but it's crazy because for me, like the things that help me, it's weird. I just value good women more now. It's weird because, like you said, like, because the way that, I mean, everybody has their different journey, and for you, it's like I've never heard that before, right? You know, if you say no to yourself, you say no to other women. Like, I mean, that sounds,
people don't fucking know that.
Right?
It's just like, damn, dude, really?
Right?
Like,
no, yeah, I agree, dude. That sounds like,
I don't have to go through a divorce to know that.
Right.
And speaking of that, bro, like, what if you want a small wedding, $15,000. After years of abuse, 25 in divorce, 25,000 in divorce.
Yeah.
And in the state of California, correct me if I'm wrong, in the state of California, maybe Florida, I'm not sure. But after you get divorced too, like you have most of your check goes to her because you have to give her that same
spousal support. Yeah.
And on top of that, there's palimony. People don't know about this.
Yeah.
If you spend 7 years or more in a partnership.
Yep.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's 10 years, I think.
Nah.
I think it's 10 years now.
We gotta do some research.
I know.
But it's called palimony. And if you're 7 years in a domestic, you know, in a household with this man, and that it goes south.
Isn't it for life or something? Or for like 10 years or for 7 years?
I don't know how long that one is.
It's just as long. It's like, it's something crazy, almost like child support or something like that.
Dude, don't think that's not going to affect your well-being. You know, that person's taking your fucking check.
Absolutely, dude. I know, it's crazy. This dude that I used to listen to, his name's Tom Likas on the radio. He used to talk about just women, relationships, the legal things behind it. He used to call it vagina-mony. That's what he used to call it. But they used to talk about stuff like that and how to get around it and try to get around shit like that. But it's a trip, man, because like I always wondered, like truthfully, I was always like, how am I gonna not stop liking toxic women? Because I knew I liked toxic women at a very young age. I was like 15, 16. I'm like, that's what I want every time, right?
That's it.
And dude, and forever I was like waiting for the transition, and I didn't know when it was gonna happen. And it was crazy because I mean it kind of happened as of recently. I'd say like in the last 3 years. But for me, I doubled down after high school. I started this inspection work. It took me a couple years to get,
which is great line of work. Anything in the construction
right.
field, trade,
I agree, and it took me.
A man could find his real purpose right there.
Right. I mean, it took me like 5 years to really adjust to try to, in the trade. I also sacrificed a lot of, personal time, my early 20s, late teens, to buy a house. I bought 2 houses, and I own them now, and I rent them. And the thing is.
Cheers to that, bro.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate
I'm glad
that.
To hear that, man.
I appreciate it.
That's great. You were blessed young.
I appreciate that. I know you said you're trying to look for a house. Let me know, because my mom's a real estate agent.
Yeah,
Shout out VP Realty, moms. And so. Yeah, dude, for real. So, and when you said that earlier about your mom's, like, same here. I'm really close to my mom, but
yeah,
I was saying, it's crazy.
Back to voluntary suffering, dude. My mom busted her ass off and gave me whatever she can,
right?
So for a better future, and here,
right.
like, you should put her time into me,
yeah.
And now I'm putting my work ethic, my life, and taking care of my mom.
Right,
that's how it should be, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with her. It's the same thing with my dad and me. Like, she put so much.
How'd you get into the inspection field? Like, what made you ponder into that? Because not a lot of people know.
Yeah,
people are sleeping on the trades, dude.
Right.
With that being said, like, only 5% of high school students are going into trades.
Yeah,
and it's because the lack of the shop classes. You know.
No, absolutely.
And it's a lack of shop classes.
It's kind of like a secret almost.
Exactly.
You only know about it if someone's in it.
Hey, blue collar boys, stand up.
Yeah,
dude. I'm telling you, man. It's great work. It gives you an opportunity to have a life, take care of yourself, and even have a family. You know,
right? No, absolutely, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Without a degree.
Yeah, and on top of that, like I was saying, there are only 5% of high school students go into a trade, and I read this article like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years, which is now about 8 years, 8 to 5 years, we're going to be short 2 million skilled workers.
Yeah,
that's more money for the blue collar man. You know, that's some real shit. You know? And what I love, I go to downtown pretty often to read.
Okay.
Or cry. It depends what mood I'm in.
Whatever, yeah.
You know, and what I love seeing most are seeing cranes. I see cranes, I'm like, fuck yeah. You see a crane, that's expensive equipment. That's expensive. So that means carpenters, pipe fitters, sprinkler fitters, plumbers, fucking carpenters, electricians. And they've been irritating me. They've been working right by our area, so they've just been loud as fuck. I've been shitting on them on Instagram recently.
It's funny because I was going to say, rod busters are the worst. I'm like, why don't you like carpenters? But you guys don't really work with rebar, with rod busters.
No, those are iron workers.
Yeah.
But, and like, all those trades, that like, when you see a crane, men, big operations are going on. Yeah. Men and women are making money. Mm-hmm. Families are being fed, and the economy is fucking doing what it's supposed to do. So when you see cranes, that means that's a good thing.
Right,
There's like, you go to downtown, a crane here, a crane there. I'm like, hell yeah. And I share this information because not a lot of people know anything about the construction field. They just see some dirty, tan, brown guy. Like, oh, you don't want to do that, son. Like, homie.
Right.
Little do you know, every fucking trade, they all make over $100K a year.
Yeah, dude.
What do you know about that?
Yeah.
You know,
it's a good trade.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
You're fucking trying to flirt with your one of your coworkers in the office eating fucking donuts.
T-Mobile.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm glad you plugged that because it's true, and it's something that I didn't really think about because
I love it, bro. I love it. And it's cool, man. You feel like you're literally a participant. You're a part of a team. You got responsibility. Something. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I go to work, and by the time I'm on my way home, and ready, like trying to motivate myself to work out.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's great.
Yeah.
I love what I do, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and so basically the way I got into it was because my dad was an iron worker.
Oh, okay.
And then he hurt his back, like permanently, and then he couldn't even do that.
Dude, I know a lot of OGs that fucking were ironworkers.
Yeah,
and they're fucking back. If you look at ironworkers too, they just walk off funny because you know these trades take a toll on you, bro.
Yeah.
And me being a fucking combat veteran, like I got to be more vigilant about my health. The time I get, and shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's when I rest, and it's you know.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. So he was kind of forced into going that way, and it was crazy because I'll probably just tell a little story, but he dropped out in elementary school, I believe, or middle school.
Damn.
I think it was elementary school, 4th grade reading level, and then he just learned how to teach himself how to read, and he started studying, and then became an inspector, and then now he's an IOR, and he works for himself in his own business. So now he just does that, you know, and so he plugged me with that because I was taking AP class. Yeah, I know that's crazy, and he was doing and so I was in high school. I was taking AP classes. I was an avid, all that crazy shit because I didn't know exactly.
Over here.
No, dude, trust me, dude. I barely passed with the skin of my teeth, bro, because I just did my work. I failed every test, just did the homework. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, I passed everything, and my dad was like, you know, like I never knew what I wanted to do. He's like, why don't you just get into this, and if you want to go to school, you can pay for it because it pays well. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I just started doing that, and I've just been in it ever since. And ever since, I've been trying to find something else to do because I just understand that it's truly not my calling. So hopefully this takes off so I can quit, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's really important to find something you're passionate about, something that consumes you, something you're eager to do and excited to do. You know,
right.
Like you don't want to be dragging your feet your whole life because you'll be.
Yeah.
It ain't a good road.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's the thing. It's like, first of all, if you're lost and you're younger, I feel like that's okay. Just keep trying different shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just got to keep going, trying different shit. It led me all the way to here, you know, and it feels right. It feels like I should be doing this. And the thing is, you know, once you feel like you're doing something right, you're going to get led into the people that you're supposed to run into.
Again,
you know
people need to identify what is it that they enjoy, and when you chase your passion, you're being identified to what your soul, your true calling is, man.
Yeah, it completes you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But going back to, because I know we were talking about the the whole women's situation, and because you mentioned something that I wanted to bring up, and like you said something that I thought was really interesting about if you can say no to yourself, you can say no to women. That's fucking cool as fuck. That's probably not my route because I don't think I could ever say no to myself.
Dude, it's hard.
It's weird.
Hard.
It's weird. I've been lately. I've been
when you say no to you're starving your flesh.
Right.
When you say no to that fucking, that animal style fucking burger, and you say no to women, you say no to that beer, you're making room for. I'm gonna get in and out this.
I'm gonna go right now. After this, I'm going.
Fucking, you make room for that little light in your fucking little Mexican heart to grow, bro. You gotta starve the flesh sometimes, bro. And with that being said, like once a month, every now and then, I don't know, like I've been microdosing with mushrooms. I'll eat one mushroom.
I need to start
and go hiking.
Okay, I seen that. That was sick.
I wouldn't recommend it for everybody.
Okay,
it is some heavy dope.
Yeah,
but I eat mushrooms because it does a lot for me, man. Like recently, I ate mushrooms and I've been doing it, pretty often now, but recently I went hiking and I ate a mushroom. And it was like fucking, first off, again with the whole COVID bullshit. It was I get up at 6 to go hiking.
That's tight.
And I get there.
That's weekend, huh?
Yeah,
I love waking up early on weekends.
And it's fucking crazy, bro. Like there's like I had to look for parking and shit. Like, it's crazy because people are there that early too. It's like it was never like this before.
Right.
And I noticed when I was like on my trip up the mountain. Yeah. Fucking, I was seeing a lot of people and I started getting a lot of anxiety. And when you eat, personally, that was telling me like I need to pray more, I need to meditate more. There's something that psychologically I'm not doing that I had fun. It was an awesome workout. It was a cool trip. I felt the energy in the air. It was dope. It was a good time. Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, I need to ground myself more. I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to do it better.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's good.
And when you fuck around with psychedelics, it corrects you. It shits on your ego and tells you, look, motherfucker, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And it was dope. It was a good time. It was a good time, man.
Hell yeah. I know. It's funny. Like a lot of people recently I've been talking to. I've been sharing. Oh, actually, I think like 2 episodes before this, I was sharing that I took the last 2 or 3 times I did mushrooms, I took too much and I just freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
But I still want to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
No, dude. There's actually a documentary on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about people doing mostly fucking around with psychedelics.
Right.
And it talks about people who, a lot of celebrities specifically,
mm-hmm.
and they talk about how they done like countless acid trips
on Netflix. You said I seen that one. I saw it.
And this guy's like, I did 50 acid trips or 30 mushroom. It's like, it's something, and there's not all of them are going to be good.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think I very softly I kind of laugh at the people like, nah, dude, I had a bad trip. I'm like, well, you were doing something wrong, and,
right?
In your own world, like that you were probably not addressing. You haven't corrected.
There's some demons in there.
Exactly, and when you do those things, they expose you, bro. Mm-hmm. Whether you like it or not, bro.
Yeah,
and that's why I enjoy, like, I'll eat a mushroom here and there, go on a hike, or and you're just
Yeah, I've been trying to emphasize on micro dosing, so. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll have a better time. You know what I mean? Maybe work my way up.
Yeah, work your way up. Yeah. And like, I'd recommend like do it somewhere where you could feel safe. Of course. Yeah. I like being outdoors, in nature. That's when it works best. And you feel the universe. Mm-hmm. You really do. Like there's your eyes can only perceive so much. There's like I don't know the whole system, but your eyes can only perceive so much, and your ears can only pick up so much. Mm-hmm. So when you eat that, you literally cross dimensions. Like the poison exposes you to some different things, and I think that's what helps with your the psychedelics. Like it corrects you. I like to believe, and then I fuck around with this because I'm a combat veteran. I suffer from like I wouldn't say that like I do have some issues with post traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. And when I eat these things, I just feel like it's like a recharge. Like, damn, dude, that was cool. I feel good now, it's just...
That's cool, man.
Yeah, but like anything else, it's terrible. Like, too much will kill you. You always want to do everything in what is it, modesty?
Yeah. Moderation.
Moderation, there you go. Yeah, you don't want to... Too much, like, even fucking water. You drink too much, that would actually kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you hang out too much, you spend too much time in the sun... skin cancer off the bat.
Right. Yep. I feel it. Yeah, man. And the thing is like, I don't want to scare anybody away from shrooms, but for sure, after every trip that I had, which was the last 2 or 3, which were really bad.
I got a good story for the acid one.
Yeah, man. We'll see. I mean, it was really bad, but I always got something from it.
Oh yeah,
I always got something from it. For sure.
Perspective, bro. It's all about perspective.
Yeah, man. And so that's crazy, man. And I just wanted to bring it back really quick, only because I wanted to share my story, just because there's different ways in valuing women that aren't for you.
Oh, yeah.
So the thing is, I just told you the achievements that I did and all the sacrifices I made to try to get to this point, right? Mm-hmm. And whether I wanted all these things or not is a different story, but to say that I sacrificed a lot of my time for this is the fact. But the thing is how am I going to let somebody that's toxic into my life to ruin all that? You know what I mean? Or to slow it down.
With that being said, like I've dated women who are first and foremost mothers, and that's something I got to pay attention to. Like, is this someone I want to welcome into my home? And I don't want to call it baggage, because that's a terrible term. But they're mothers, they got kids, and like, so when, like, I don't discriminate. I've dated. There was one girl I met one time I really did like, and things the vibe was off, but she was a mom. She was a great woman, beautiful, works her ass off, goes to school almost immediately after work. Yeah, and then she goes and mom time. And I think that was like an issue, because I didn't like. There's things. Everyone has a love language. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with that? Everyone has a way of expressing their love.
Okay.
And there's a primary and a secondary. Okay. And I wasn't getting enough of one of them. Okay. And it's because she was just busy, and at the same time, I was trusting my intuition. The vibe just, Yeah. I'm playing sure. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume she was playing the field. I'm just, I'm no fucking sucker. I like to believe.
Right.
But yeah, man, it was just like. Yeah, you gotta be careful with who you surround yourself with, and what kind of woman you want around you. You know.
Yeah.
And me dating older women, you know, a lot of them are mothers. You know.
Right.
And then going back to, you know, women being toxic, you gotta identify right off the bat.
Yeah, quick.
Like, is this someone you want in your home? Someone who has access to, you know, not just your emotions, but your well-being, your welfare, you know, fucking
your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Man. You gotta pay it. And young men, they need to realize that, bro. Like, when you go on a date with, specifically, I'm gonna address it too, like, you know, a mother, like, you have to, like, this is, you know, she's first and foremost, she's a mom. You can't just be fucking, you know,
thinking
like,
you're gonna take up her time.
Exactly. At the same time, when you go out with a toxic woman, like, hey, she's fun, but she's trouble. You got to realize what you're getting into, you know?
Yeah.
You got to pay to play.
But and that's the thing, though. And sometimes you just got to go through it to be like, okay, this is not valuable.
Not what I want.
Yeah, but see, and the thing is, like I said, like forever, I used to openly know that that's what I wanted. I'm like, when am I going to change that? But it changed when, like, my sacrifices weren't meeting, like, the standards of, like, the women I was dating. And that's when it started changing.
Yeah,
so
dude, I absolutely agree,
That's
bro.
when I started, like, literally, when I would see someone that I know is toxic or just little signs, I just started valuing the women that were good for you. You know what I mean? Which is actually not that much, especially when we're this age, like you were saying.
I didn't start, like, I was, when I joined the military, a year before that, I was in one relationship. And the second relationship I've ever been in was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I never wanted a girlfriend in the military. Okay. I've seen the marriages. I've seen, you know, guys on suicide watch because they come home from Afghanistan and their wives are pregnant by some other dude. Yeah. House is empty. Cars are gone. Kids are missing. Yeah. It's bank account. Yeah. It's fucked, bro. I wanted nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And I was trying to go to Afghanistan. I'm not going to ruin some poor girls. Like, this is what I want. I can't, you know, I can't have a relationship and play soldier at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, God bless the people that can do it, but not for me, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't start dating till when I got back from the military when I was 23 in 2016.
Yeah.
And there's a girl I dated for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And I tried so hard, like, I don't want to exaggerate, but I did try, like, to open her to new perspectives and show her, like, hey, man, we should do this, you know, we should do that. And she'd tell me, like, oh, why are you trying to tell me this? And I'm like, because you go to school 2 days out of the week and you're unemployed.
Right. And trying to help someone out.
Exactly. I'm trying to fucking build with you, girl.
Yeah.
Let's do this, you know? Yeah. And she wasn't about it. So I walked away from that. And and you just got to know what you want, bro. And and just, you can't love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. Right. You know, so you gotta have an idea. Again, back to life compatibilities. You gotta know what you want. Yeah. And you know, you want to hope that person wants the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, going back to the compatibility with how you say the emotional and what else? What was it?
Emotional stimulation and mental stimulation. Yeah. And life compatibilities are definitely big for me. Yeah, like I can't.
No, for sure.
I'm very passionate about, you know, literature, you know, movies, certain things, and whatnot. And if I can't share that with somebody, like, absolutely, who am I going to share that with? Like, I don't want that. You know, you have to have, you know, like my ex, like she didn't want to have kids. She was convinced she didn't want to have kids. And I do want to have kids. You know, eventually I do want to have, you know, a couple little, you know, little people, you know, my little people, you know, and
sure.
and eventually, like, I was just like, this is you know,
and for sure, dude. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, I never broke it down like that, but that's pretty much everything that it's the compatibility. I just say compatibility. You know what I mean? 80 to 90% kind of like you, so that you don't have to, you know, you don't have to sacrifice or change so much of yourself for them to like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That and numerous other reasons why you should, you know, date people that are kind of like you. You know what I mean?
You know, this just occurred to me right now, but Charles Bukowski, one of my favorite writers. He was a drunk, a sex addict. He was many things, and a great writer. Right? And this fucking guy, he said, "Find what you love and let it kill you."
Okay. Yeah, I heard that one before.
He was an alcoholic, and he was talking about alcohol when he said that. You know, when I read that, you know, find what I love and let it kill me. That's a great way to go. Because, you know, like I said, the average American male lives up to 78 years. You know, you're working towards oblivion.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're gonna spend, you know, that much time in here, find something worth dying for. Yeah. And for me, it's like my job is gonna be the reason why I'm always fucking tired. Yeah. My future, you know, boo, my girl, she's gonna be the reason why I always got a fucking headache. Right. And my kids are gonna be the reason why I never got enough sleep. Yeah. Find what you love and let it kill you, dude. Right. We're going to deteriorate into nothingness, and you might as well find fucking something worth living for.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And I like the way you broke that down, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Because honestly, I mean,
I'm passionate about that, bro.
Yeah. Like, that's the shit that matters anyway. You know what
to
I mean?
Me. Yeah. I'm no one, but I'm a fucking die happy. Yeah. And it is said that the person who's kept occupied and busy is, you know, usually the happier person at the end of the day. You know, you got to keep yourself stimulated. Right. If not, you'll be fucking blowing in the wind.
Right. It's funny. Like I always, I said it in a previous one about like always wanted to be stimulated, but I kind of didn't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, well, I guess the way you're saying it is not in a negative sense, but I kind of wanted to be stimulated in any possible way is how I used to see things.
It makes life, you know, worthwhile.
Right.
And with that being said, like stimulated. To me, I want my life to be an adventure, a journey, a fucking voyage, something. And I'd rather fucking die with a pocket full of stories than a bank account full of money. Right. You want to stay stimulated. You got to, you know, have that chase. Yeah. It's what makes things worthwhile.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're honestly bringing up this stuff because I feel like there's just people that, you know, like, you know, what is it? What era we're in? What generation these kids are? Generation X or something like that?
Generation X, Z. I know Generation X was like 83 to 89, I believe, or some shit, but it's Generation Z after us, I believe.
Whatever this generation is, you know, the
millennials.
Millennials, you know, they're looking at the entrepreneurs, the young kids, the SoundCloud rappers, and the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like these kids think like that's the only route. You know, we got to pay attention to the money. The youth has flex.
The youth has grown weak.
Yeah, dude.
You know, people don't want to work hard anymore. People think they could just, you know, post a picture of their asshole and get like 50 million followers and maybe get like someone from the NBA team to fucking hook them up.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that's the thing. It's just crazy because, you know, I know a lot of young people that are kind of stuck. You know what I mean? And the thing is I think a lot of it has to do with, like, you know, this generation is new. I personally believe I'd say a lot of the problems, I don't want to say most or maybe a little less than, but a lot of the problems that I deal with are the first generation that my family line has had to deal with. So I'm dealing with stuff that I feel that I'm dealing with for the first time.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm first generation. You know, both my parents are immigrants. They came into this country with nothing.
And, I'm second generation, but I'm just saying, even like young people in our era right now, like there's a bunch of shit that I really feel like I'm dealing with that they can't.
Like people are barely realizing. Like for instance, you said you're the only child. Yeah. Dude, your parents were learning how to be parents when you were a baby. Absolutely. Like, they had no idea. You know?
Absolutely. And so, it's weird because I was so hard on myself because I wasn't doing things they wanted it to be. Man. And I know it was out of good intention. You understand?
My old man is like that. You know, I tell him like, oh, you know, I enjoy welding. He's like, oh, you want something at the top, blah blah blah. And it's because my dad's an OG. He dropped out of a university in Mexico to come over here, and no papers, no nothing. You know, we had a heart-to-heart conversation one time by the beach, and he told me this is where he used to come and cry, thinking how was I gonna make it? Yeah. Now
that's this dude, my dad did something similar to that.
This dude's got a 2-story house down the street from the beach, owns an auto European car parts store. Owns multiple businesses in Mexico. My dad's killing it, dude.
Dude, like, he's an OG, bro. OGs are built different,
Came over here with nothing, man. And he's got fucking... His English is still fucking broken and watered down, but, you know...
Still making it.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
We'll see who's taller when they stand on top of their wallet. He came over here hungry, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's lineage right there, bro. Like, I feel like I'm fucking hungry, bro. Right. I want more. I want the best.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. I mean, that's sick. And... Like I said, but the thing is like you said, it's funny how you said that he's the same way where you gotta want the top thing, but it's like they work so
that's what every dad wants. Right. It's the voluntary suffering. I did not bust my ass off for you to be some fucking
chilling
making sandwiches at Subway.
But they kinda did though, because if we're happy, we could do that for the rest of our life if we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because look, dude,
you gotta shrug your shoulders. Like if let's say I literally worked like, let's say I worked 6 days out of the week. So you don't and fucking, and I'm like I'm going hard for my children, my future, and then like my kid just wants to be like a pastry chef.
Right. I
like,
get it, dude.
How do you go from like a welder, pipe fitter to like, you know, whatever, you know? But you know what? At the same time, I'm open enough to be like, yo, if my son or my daughter wants to do this, do whatever you want, because this is what I did. I did this for you. And go ahead.
Well, check this out. Okay, and it leads directly into what you're saying. But okay, right now in Culver City where I'm working, there's a superintendent that's working there. Mm-hmm. His name's Dave. Actually, a super laid back dude. And, like, he's 65. He actually is, like, very mobile because he does a lot of yard work around the house, lives on a ranch or something.
Tight, yeah. Those farmer boys are bred different,
yeah,
bro.
Dude, yeah.
Farmer's pay.
Yeah, seriously. And so here's the crazy thing, because, you know, I'm keen to pick up certain things because I want to know where the fuck I'm going, right?
If you don't know where you're from, you'll never know where you're going.
Right. So...
And you have to fucking identify your hardships. Like, this is what I need to work on. This is what I need.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just fucking...
No, I hear
I'm hyped about this,
I hear it. Yeah, man. And it's crazy because I was going to go get lunch today, and I was like, hey, I'm going to go get a sandwich. You want anything?
What'd you have for lunch?
I had McDonald's.
Tight.
I had McDonald's. Look, I'm waiting for my meal preps to show up. They haven't showed up yet.
The Big Mac or the 10-piece?
No, I got the breakfast sausage, egg, muffin. I got the 2 with the hash brown, with the coffee. It's fire. You know, that's my perfect breakfast right there.
All right, tight.
Yeah, so I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want anything? And then it's funny because since I started working with him yesterday, it's just he's very sarcastic, right? In a dry way. He's dry humor type of way. And I asked him, I was like, hey, so...
Seinfeld.
Right. And I was like, hey, do you want any... do you want anything? He's all like, no, I'm good. At least I keep telling myself that. But he's stressed out right now because of the way the scheduling's going and a couple other things, but he's very sarcastic, but like kind of in a happy-go-lucky way, not negative dude. But the thing is like, it was funny because then he said this, he's like, man, I should have just stayed in the military. And then he said, well, I wanted to get out of there too. And then he's like, man,
it's heartbreaking right now.
Yeah, okay. And then he was like, man, I should have just stayed, being a carpenter. He's like, but I wanted to get out of that too. And it's crazy to me because I was like, there's so many things that I've done, and everything that I've done, I've always wanted to get out of it. Yeah. I've always wanted to be done with that. I always wanted to be done with that. I always wanted to be like, and then I think back and I'm like, well, that seems a little bit better than the situation I'm in now. And then you think again, you're like, maybe not, but I don't even want to be in this, and I don't want to be in this. It sounded so familiar to me, and I started asking him questions, right? And I was like, what's up? No,
he's sharing these things with you because the world is trying to tell you something. The universe, like there's this OG I work with. He's been in the trade for this many years. He's a former iron worker. He's a welder now for pipe fitting.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of times where he just talked to me about bullshit. Like little, and I love that. Like, not, excuse my truth, not bullshit, but he'll say like, oh yeah. And then Rodney, he was like, he's literally getting me involved. Like, I was in high school with him.
Right.
And I'm like, and I listen because I feel like the world is trying to tell me, like, listen, this guy's going to say something and you need to identify it for the future.
Right.
And I feel that, bro. Nothing's
no
accident,
absolutely.
bro.
And that's the thing. And like, I was kind of picking this up and I started talking to him. I'm like, so if you could have done anything different, what would you have done? And it was weird because it was hard for him to answer. I mean, he started talking immediately, but it was hard for him to answer. But
because he wants to say it from his heart.
But the conclusion,
you don't want to expose too much either, man.
Well, here's the thing, though, dude. I mean, think about he's 65, right? So I was thinking about it. It was clear to me that he didn't have that many options back then. They didn't have the same options we have now. Right,
you could go on fucking Google and look for like
literally, but see,
a career, a profession right off
so
the bat.
What I'm trying to say is like, you know, my dad is doing great. You know, my parents are doing great, and I'm happy that they're doing great. You know, financially, you know what I mean. Their marriage is getting a lot better too. I'm super happy about that. That actually helps my shit too, right? Yeah. So, but.
That's lineage, bro. It's very biblical. Like, if you don't take care of the problems you are facing now, your kids are going to inherit that.
Right.
So you have to hit these things like right off the bat. Like, address them, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, and
I have monsters that I deal with that are kind of like, I have toxic, little things that I have, like, monsters, and I'm just like, damn. I didn't get that. That was my dad. That was my mom.
Right.
You know, you have to identify these things, man, and take care of them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. It kind of, you know, like the hardships and the struggles that they all went through, and obviously for their family, it was all in good intention. But what I'm trying to say is like the opportunities, this shit, everything else that I've done, vlogging, other things, videography for other people. Like, dude, they didn't have these opportunities. So it's like I can understand the
resources that we lacked.
Well, that, but also like the frustration that our fathers could have because of all the shit that they've been through. Right. But what I'm saying is like the fact that they want us to be more than them or better. But the thing that they're forgetting is that they bust their ass off so we could do what we love. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if this is what we love and this is what we're comfortable at, that's where they fucking bust their ass. Because, I mean, that's probably not their calling what my dad's doing right now.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time. I mean, look at Dave at the superintendent I was talking about. You know, he just did what he had to do. You get what I'm saying? And, like, that kind of spoke to me more than, like...
I'm glad you shared that, bro.
You know what I mean?
Because God forbid I'm at that age and I'm like, hey, maybe I should have done this. Like,
right.
That's the worst answer or something you could contemplate. Like, oh, what if, you know?
Yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying, and it's crazy. And I was hoping that I could bring it up here, and it came out perfectly because that's exactly what I got from Dave. He's such a nice dude, man, really cool. And it's crazy because late the first time, late the second time, didn't trip, and then there were some other little things that other superintendents would have tripped on me about. But it's funny, I feel like he doesn't trip on it because he's just like me. You know what I mean? Just like me. A little bit more responsible probably, but I feel like he feels me. So he doesn't trip on me about the little things that everybody else would. Yeah. And
he's an OG too, like in the 60s, like, oh, you know, just this dude probably has more important things to do.
Yeah,
you know, you still got a whole life to live. So he could definitely, you know, has that perspective, like, oh, you know, he's a young man. You know, things happen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a trip, man.
Because I look at a lot of my coworkers. Like, I feel like I've been really on top of it. I'm killing it. I'm doing what's expected of me. And then there's my other coworkers. They'll be like, come in, dragging their feet, like, you know, super last minute. Like, I kind of just shrug my shoulders because, like, I was there just a few years ago. You know? I wasn't. You know, it takes time to get where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure, absolutely. And that's like one thing too, because you know, all the millennials want it like. First day, second day, first week, you know what I mean? Yeah. It takes work, so keep working.
Anything that requires, you know, that great worth requires great work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Couldn't say it any better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Oh, it's funny, I even had it in my notes, talk about the superintendent. That was my last mark right there, man. Anything you want to bring up? Well, we're at an hour and 30.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, it kind of flew. It kind of flew.
Man, it did. I'm honestly, at the end of the day, I'm just hoping I shared something, a little gem that people could pick up on.
Yeah, dude, I think you did.
And you know, if they can, you know, get that little bit of, you know, wisdom or whatever it is that I said, my life will be fulfilled.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, even if you just have one person, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that shit could just stem out. I feel it. Absolutely,
man.
Yeah, man. If you want to do another one, we can do another one right now. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. So we'll save that one for another day.
All right.
But you know what? Before we call it, I got you a gift.
All right.
Yeah,
all right,
and
cool,
and
man.
I just it's a token of my gratitude and welcoming me into your home and showing me the hospitality.
I appreciate
and immediately right off the bat being a homie. This is like our second encounter, and you know, like people wouldn't even know that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man. You just
get my book bag real quick.
Alrighty. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You didn't have to, man. You didn't have to.
I'm excited to share this book with you because one of my best friends, Shorty, rest in peace, he introduced me to this book, and it's got so much fucking wisdom. Like, every time I pick it up, I have to start at the front, and then he eventually skimmed my way to where I was at.
Yeah.
Because it's just got a lot of great information.
Sick, man. Thank you.
And I'm gonna put this right here. Hold on. The Art of Worldly Wisdom by, I can't even pronounce this boy's name. I'm not gonna even try it. The Art of Worldly Wisdom.
Okay.
Great book.
Awesome. Thank you,
there's also a little gift in there too if you'd open it up.
All right, man. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, magic mushrooms.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. There you go.
Yeah, right.
That's
there.
the key to knowledge right there.
Yeah, and I have a copy myself right here.
Oh, man.
I love this book.
That's awesome,
And let me see. I'll read a little something too.
That's awesome.
Was it page 51, 89? Are they numbered right there?
Yeah.
Look for 89.
80. The page?
Well, mine says page 50.
Well, I don't think it has numbers in this one.
Oh, it's not numbered? What?
Nah.
Let me see.
Like the chapters, right? They're like little chapters?
Not chapters. They're just... Oh, what? Yeah, I can't read Roman numerals. Maybe up to 5. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
But it's you know what? It's a good book, man. And I wanted to share this with you because...
Thank you, dude.
This book's personal for me. It's more intimate because one of my good friends, and he's like... It says in the book of Proverbs, you know, as iron sharpens iron, a friend sharpens a friend.
Yeah.
And when I meet a homeboy, you know, that like that is about it, that's trying to get better and better himself, I always introduce him this book.
Absolutely.
And this will literally help you make yourself, you know, just better individual.
Thank
and
you,
I
man.
wanted to get this for you, man.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that.
And the mushrooms too. Yeah, it's always,
thank you,
it's
dog.
always fun. It's funny that you brought it up earlier too. It's like this is no accident.
I know, right? It came up again, man. Hey, man, thanks again for coming, dude. I really appreciate the gift, dog. Honestly, it really means a lot, especially coming from you, man. And I know we barely even met each other, man, but it's like we known each other. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, man.
Thank you for coming on.
This won't be our last rodeo.
No, not at all, dude. Hey, man, you can come on whenever, bro. Hey, we need to kick it again soon and go on one of those hikes, man. I'm down. I'm down, dude.
Hell yeah, man. It'll be fun, bro.
All right, man. All right, well, thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it.
Tuning in, everybody.
Comment and subscribe, like. Thanks for watching. See ya.